Obviously disappointed with the outcome of the game. A lot of respect for Coach Dickerson and their program and their players. They deserve to win the game tonight. We didn't do the things that we needed to do to win, regardless of if that shot goes in at the end. I don't think we played a game where we did the things that is winning basketball tonight, particularly on the defensive end. Turnovers, particularly early in the game with turnovers, and then lastly, obviously we didn't take care of what we needed to on the free throw line.
Coach, what did you see defensively that allowed them to have kind of the success they had?
From without watching the tape yet, I think the biggest thing right now is we didn't guard the ball. We didn't guard the ball. We knew coming in that Broadnox and Bailey, really good downhill drivers that could play off the bounce. We've seen them do it versus South Carolina, versus Vanderbilt. They had Vanderbilt down double digits in the first half. They had us down double digits in the first half. Just off the bounce, getting downhill, I don't think we did a good job containing the drive.
Why do you think it took so long to kind of just get into the game? I feel like it just took a little while.
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I give credit to the other team, obviously, because they're a good team with good players and a well-coached team. They came out. If I had to point to one thing, it would be the absolutely ridiculous turnovers in the first 7-8 minutes of the game. When you just give the ball to other teams and you just throw the ball out of bounds and make plays like that, you give a spirit and a confidence to anybody. We would get it if another team was just throwing the ball out of bounds or just giving up possessions. And obviously we missed Brandon in terms of our fluidity of our offense to start the game. He does so many things for us, but it shouldn't affect taking care of the ball on basic basketball plays. We played a couple guys in different positions obviously tonight because we had to because of it and because of not having Brandon. And it didn't work out so good because we turned the ball over, and then so when we had to shrink the lineup again, now we were fighting a short bench in the second half, and that's what ended up happening. But I think the turnovers probably would be my number one thing thinking about it to start on why we didn't get off to a start that we needed to.
How did not having Brandon force you to be creative with your rotations tonight?
Well, obviously we ended up playing Val. We played Val at the 5 to start and moved Ezra to the 4, allowed Ezra to play on the perimeter more to start as opposed to Ezra where he's playing more mid-post and what he does. That was one. It shrinks your bench quite a bit. Brandon's 30 to 33 minutes a game, and Brandon can play the 3, the 4, or the 5 for us. So that is gone. And now you have, obviously we played Sear Malanga, very proud of Sear and excited for him to get his first opportunity to play, and we're going to keep developing and he's going to keep working hard. I like some of the things Sear did. Val's played before. And Val, and came in and, we need Val to continue to develop and do what he does. I thought Caleb came in and, at one point I took all 5 guys out of the lineup. I took 5 guys out and we put Evan in, we put Sear in, Val in. I think it was Ben and Caleb. I think that's who the 5 were, and I thought that group did a nice job, looking at it. I think they were +1 during that segment, but careless turnovers from that first group is where I'm disappointed right now, and I think that leads to the confidence and the downhill ability of the other. You play with house money when you keep getting free possessions. And we kept giving a good offensive team free possessions.
How early or how long ago did y'all find out Brandon would be unavailable, and any idea how long he'll be unavailable?
Don't know on the length of just in the last couple of days. So it's just one of those things that this is sports, Stephen, and guys got to step up. When someone's down, other guys step up. We talked about it. The team was well aware of, and it's not going to go on one guy. It's not like, hey, it all goes on RJ or Ezra, or it's not going to all go on Val just because he gets the start instead of Brandon. It's a collective effort, and I'm not sure until I watch the tape if we got that tonight.
Obviously missing Brandon, but you got some points from RJ and Ezra. They had some good games, but I'm sure you'd like to see some more guys kind of step up, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's probably the thought I have right now. We don't want to be, that kind of team. That's not us. It's great, they put the ball in they had to. Those guys had to do it. It was very clear we were playing through those 2 guys. But that's not we're not trying to play that kind of basketball all the time. We know when we can go to those guys, and those guys delivered. But it's almost fool's gold sometimes because you're playing out of a hole. You're playing out of a deficit. You know, we took a 7-point lead with 9 minutes to go. We fought back and took that, and I give Upstate credit. They kept staying. They kept driving downhill, and they beat us driving the basketball and us not guarding the ball. That's my number one takeaway as I look at it. I'm not pleased with the defensive rebounding. They had 13 offensive rebounds. Brandon's a big piece of that too. But they beat us off the bounce, number one, and then we turned the ball over and didn't do things that you have to do on offense. Turnovers and free throws.
Coach, 2 games now you're not happy with the on ball defense. Is that is it a technique thing in your opinion? Is it guys just not responding well? What do you think there?
No, it's a good question. That is good. We work on it every day. I think we got guys that can guard the basketball. I do think we got guys that can guard the basketball. It's a good question, Stephen. I think we're just going to go back and continue to evaluate it. We guard it every day. We've had success guarding the basketball some. In scrimmages that we played against other opponents, we had success guarding the basketball. We have to really look at, a lot of it comes down to matchups, personnel, lineups, and how you guard the basketball. Today's basketball game a lot of time turns into 5 out, so you have guys driving the ball from all over the floor. We let their center, Langlis, drive the ball a few times. Can't happen. Can't happen. Can't let their center go from the 22-foot mark down to the basket and lay it in. So it's something that we're going to continue to work on.
Any update on Cam yet, and also Corey at this point?
Corey is not with the team right now for personal reasons. Don't have an update on Cam.
Coach, how much did getting in that 10-point hole in first half, and then you clawed your way, you had to really battle to even get it back even. How much did that play a role into how the game kind of came down?
Yeah, 13-point hole. We were down 13. It plays a huge role because, whether you're down 13 in the first 5 minutes of the game, or you're down 13 at half, or you're down 13 in this, that's a 13-point cushion that you got to dig out of. And we we put ourselves in that position. Upstate did what they did well. We put ourselves in that position. Again, I'm going to go back to turnovers we said to the guys in one of the first timeouts, when we get shots, we're getting good shots. We're getting the shots we want. But if you keep just giving free possessions to the other team, that's what happens. You usually get down in those, and it happened tonight. And we fought back, and that ends up being a 20-point turnaround through the 9-minute mark because we're up 7. But you've still got a confident, good ball club over there that they get going again, and next thing you know, we're down 3 with 3 minutes to go.
Anything else?
Coach, what's kind of the message? You get 3 days off now, and then you play 3 games in as many days. How do you kind of attack these next few days before you get?
Well, it's definitely not 3 days off. It is 1 day off per NCAA and what we got to do. So we're off tomorrow, and the guys got it. That'll be a mental and a physical day because we knew today's day was going to start a stretch of 4 games in 6 days. So we got to recover tomorrow, and we got to get right back at it on Friday as we get ready for Northeastern on Sunday. And then you go Sunday at 2, Monday at 6, Tuesday at 6. And this is a tournament-style play. We're going to have to learn from this, get ready for Northeastern, and that's where all our focus is. And, we'll start doing that tomorrow somewhat with their bodies, and then we'll get going in practice on Friday.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.